Oh, this video is going to be a lot of fun. Good morrow, my hooligans and delinquents, as I hope you're all having a fantastic day. As I'm reporting here live from Gold Coast, Australia, at the XRP Wave of Innovation Gold Coast Conference. But today we're going to talk about something very important. And even though I've been flying for 36 hours straight, the show must go on. Ladies and gentlemen, I believe XRP is getting ready to shock people. Ethereum is getting its karma. And ever since 4 years ago, since the SEC decided to sue Ripple, I've told you all to prepare for this very moment. You're all going to be glad it was Ripple and XRP that went through this SEC lawsuit first. Because now we have a fireworks display of a moment as the SEC is investigating the Ethereum Foundation. Yet another conspiracy theory that the XRP army was correct about. And just for the haters in the comment section, before I continue, this is not an XRP video. No. This is a crypto generational wealth video, because you must understand what's about to happen right now. The SEC is looking to overreach after they've been sanctioned. And after the Ethereum free pass, Gary Gensler is looking to strike just as predicted. A broad brush scenario is at play, and we're going to break it down step by step. But before I get into that, I have to show you all this. When XRP was pursued by the SEC, XRP went down roughly 75 to 80%. And remember, guys, back in 2020, XRP was on a bullish trajectory to actually front run the 2021 bull market. Boom, SEC lawsuit, catastrophe ensued. Ethereum, when pursued by the SEC, is up 3%. This is the difference between digital assets. This is the difference between what occurs between these tokens. But something I need to add, some additional context you need to realize is, first of all, ETH isn't actually sued. Nothing has actually occurred yet. These are all just rumors, insider speaking, and inevitably it'll probably happen. But the big reason XRP collapsed and imploded in value is because exchanges came together and said, we are going to delist XRP from all US exchanges. That, my friends, is the difference. XRP was always viewed as a pariah in the crypto industry, while Ethereum quite literally birthed almost every crypto in existence. This is the difference, and this is why I seriously doubt, regardless of whatever legal matters ETH will face, and there will be many, I doubt the crypto industry will band together and do the same thing they did against XRP to ETH. Only time will tell. But now, let me show you this thread from this former head of the CFTC, Brian Quintes. This is a reminder that when the SEC allowed ETH futures ETFs to trade on regulated security exchanges, it explicitly acknowledged the status of the underlying ETH as being a non-security and outside of its jurisdiction. Then, this ETF approval decision on October 23rd, 2023 occurred well after ETH changed to proof of stake in September 2022, meaning that to the SEC, ETH in its present state of October 2023 was not a security. If the SEC had any doubt about regulatory treatment of ETH in October 2023, it wouldn't have approved the ETF. But oh, Brian Quintes, don't you know this is Gary's game? Cause confusion, take things back. Oh, actually, never mind. This is the regulatory confusion they always do. And the thing is, all these people need to realize that it's a political game. You see, the difference is that back in the day, Ethereum was in bed with the SEC. Now ETH, it has dirty laundry. And we've been exposing it step by step every single day for years. You see, the difference between Ripple and XRP and Ethereum and the Ethereum Foundation is that we got sued and no fraud was found. If ETH gets investigated, you'll see all the damn fraud, all the ICO bullshit, all the insider wallets, all of the corruption. And despite that fact, I don't want ETH to lose. Because if ETH loses, it's bad for all of crypto. We cannot be tribal about these things. I have always been objective in saying I think ETH is going to come after next, because that is a broad brush way of trying to regulate every single crypto all at once. ETH is the mother of the crypto space, birthing almost every crypto in existence. And if they get ETH, they get everyone. And that's not good. But even our CEO, Brad Garlinghouse, is saying the SEC picked fights with the industry and is losing badly in the courts. They're now fighting fellow regulators like the CFTC and falling behind international counterparts. And at one point will the SEC realize they will lose the war against ETH, just as they lost against XRP. But what's not really being acknowledged is Brad Garlinghouse is kind of letting us know that ETH might have to go through the same thing that XRP went through. And if they do, that is the best case scenario for the XRP army. And let me explain to you why. XRP has been suppressed for years, but now it's gearing up for an absolute moon mission. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. And 2024 is the year we hit new all-time highs, as I explain in my 100 Reasons Why 3-hour-long magnum opus video. But if Ethereum collapses in value while XRP is simultaneously going on a bull run, don't you all think that's an excellent buying opportunity to transfer XRP profits to ETH? Because I do. I don't have much Ether, only enough to pay for gas fees. But you better believe if ETH gets come after by the SEC to its entirety, to what it deserves to be, I'll be balls deep in getting as much ETH as I can. You cannot be tribal in regards to investing. You just gotta take the opportunities when they come. Now guys, with that being said, we have to remember that automated market makers are going live on the XRP ledger tomorrow, March 22nd, and every single one of you needs to be extremely excited, because the value that will come to the XRP ecosystem will be massive. There will not be no secret flip of the switch moment where XRP skyrockets after this, but down the road, the value that will be brought to this ecosystem will be unmatched. Don't forget it. We have all the momentum. And to cap off this video for today, my friends, I have Meta lawman James Murphy in an interview with Tony from Thinking Crypto discussing ETH, the ETH ETF, and the best strategy to classify Ethereum as a security by the SEC. Oh, this jurisdictional turf war is not over. But XRP's in the clear, while the rest of crypto is going through some damage. This is extremely important that you all understand. Remember, Jeremy Hogan years ago stated after ETH goes to proof of stake, this would happen. And at the same time, he stated XRP getting come after first was a blessing in disguise. And this is the moment right now in 2024 where we feel that it's a blessing in disguise. Ladies and gentlemen, we will persevere. And we will become the new 1%. Now guys, I leave you with Tony from Thinking Crypto, as there will be more generational wealth building videos to come. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Bearable Bull here. Thanks for tuning in. As always, I appreciate every single one of you. Now I'll be back tomorrow with another video.
What do you think is at play? Is the SEC really trying to classify ETH as a security, and maybe they're looking to block that Ethereum ETF as well?
Yeah, I don't know. I just saw the article today. But as you think about the ETF, for instance, Ethereum has a good argument that it looks like the Bitcoin scenario where futures were approved and it trades actively, and you can measure the correlation between the futures contracts and the spot trading of Ethereum. That correlation, which is an important factor that the DC Circuit Court of Appeals, found that the SEC had been arbitrary and capricious in denying that ETF. So the problem for Gary was he's, going down this road with these applications of finding himself in court again if he denies the application, and he's got a real tough challenge to explain how this should be different. And for those of us who've thought a lot about it, really the best way, the only way out there would be to say, yeah, Bitcoin was a commodity, Ethereum is a security, and therefore you can't have this spot ETF. Now there's a little nuance to this, Tony. So you can have securities held in an ETF trust.
Right.
The problem is Ethereum is an unregistered security that cannot trade unless there's some sort of exemption that applies to the holder of that security. And this gets into a long esoteric discussion, but Prometheum, or whatever they're called, is pretending like they can somehow trade Ethereum, even if it's a security, and they're trying to declare it a security. But for me, as a securities lawyer, that does not work. It's an unregistered security, and there's no way you can monitor whether there's exemptions from that. The seller has an exemption that applies. Just as a practical matter, you can't do that. And so this is the way. If Gary wants to stop the Ethereum ETF, this is probably the best strategy to do it. And if he does, there are tremendous collateral consequences if they place the big black cloud over Ethereum, like they did over Ripple for years. It's hard to predict, what the consequences would be of declaring that an unregistered security when you've got all of these projects built on top of the Ethereum blockchain. And if it is fundamentally, the operation of transactions in an unregistered security, that's illegal, without an exemption. And so it would be an absolute mess. But again, you mentioned politics. Gary took a beating for approving the Bitcoin ETF, and he's already been put on notice from some of the progressive constituencies that he better not approve another asset ETF, digital asset ETF. And so he's between a rock and a hard place, and he's got to deal with that Bill Hinman statement saying it's not a security, and where that statement came from and what it was based on and all that. So if this is happening, it's going to be pretty exciting and impactful to the entire digital asset, ecosystem.